Gobble gobble, everybody. This is the Sliders Review. And since it's November, I shall be talking about Thanksgiving episodes. And today I will be talking about the middle season 1 Thanksgiving. I used to really love the middle back when it was really good for season 1 and 3. Once it got to season 4, however, the things just started going downhill. The mom took up a new job. The show stopped focusing on the mom and focused more on the kids. Now, don't get me wrong, the kids are hilarious, but the mom is what made the show happen, and the kids is what kind of like the cherry on the top. You know what I'm saying? And then when it just focused solely on the kids, I just didn't care what was going on with them and stuff. Especially with the whole Sue marriage thing, Axel in college, and I don't know what the world Brick was doing. He was going through one different phase after another with his strange habits and stuff. But yeah, I really used to love the middle. And so I kind of stopped watching after season 4. I checked back in every now and then, but then I gave up, I think, the middle for Arrow or something like that. Or I gave up Arrow for the middle. I gave up something for one. I can't remember which one. But yeah, the Thanksgiving episode. Basically, it always starts off the same. It's the mom narrating, and she's narrating about how her family loves her home cooked meal Thanksgiving like dinner, which is not homemade. It's everything coming from like a can and a box, like everything. And the mom's just like a happy big old smile. The kids love that good smell. But sometimes, yeah, sometimes you just get tired of like doing the homemade stuff. Sometimes I use stuff out of box. Like my stuffing, I always use that for my box. I will never make stuffing from scratch. I just never will. I love stovetop. That's that. I do want to try some of them other stuffing in the bag, but I haven't done that just yet. And as for mashed potatoes, sometimes I go real mashed potatoes. Other time I go the instant stuff. Because I'm a simple person for Thanksgiving. All I like is a turkey, potato salad, stuffing, mashed potatoes. That's it. And I like to top it all off with one of them like Hershey pie things in the freezer. That's my Thanksgiving. That's how I like it. I don't like them big meals and everything like that. And so so she's narrating about that, and she's excited because Black Friday is coming up. Now this show came out in 2009, and Black Friday, this was around the time it started like being like a day earlier and stuff. They used to have it on Thanksgiving. Then the retailers all like, well, Thanksgiving, that's not early enough. We got to do it like Monday. And then Monday's not early. Now they do it a week in advance. I think starting this Monday. Well, no, last week, Hot Topic and Box Lunch had their Black Friday sales, and it's still going on now. Then Walmart has theirs on Monday. It's just like the retailers have like taken the fun out of Black Friday. Now, personally, for me, I've never went to the stores on Black Friday. I've been a little too terrified. I did try to catch it in the afternoon. By that time, everybody's all gone. And so I was kind of curious. I just wanted to like record it and everything, but I was too scared to even do that. I remember for my first Black Friday, I went to like, what was it like? I was in college. I think I went to Target or Wendy's or some mess like that. And they had one of the Harry Potter movies. They had the second one, and they had it on sale. And they had it on sale for a cheap price. I'm like, woohoo, and everything. And so like, so she's all happy and excited about like Black Friday, and she tells her husband Mike to invite his dad, which is known as Big Mike. He doesn't want to. He doesn't like the idea of inviting his father because it's the same thing every year. It's always his dad's all like, well, I don't want to be a bother, and doesn't really want to show up. But then he shows up because he wants people to ask him to invite him. But then he makes a big fuss about it, and and that stuff. And she tells him, one day he ain't gonna be here, and like you should like invite him and stuff like that. Her youngest son, Brick, he wants to go through a corn maze. And he never got to go. The other two kids did, but he never did. And so, like, she says it's one of the funnest things in the world, but she doesn't want to do it this year. She's just pooped. And Axel, he's the oldest son, and he's being a butt, talking about how he went to the corn maze years ago, and it was like awesome. And then he asked his mom, like, can I go snowboarding with my friends and stuff on Thanksgiving? Now, Axel, back in the early days, he just used to walk around in his boxers, and that's literally it. So she tells him no, and he lies to his friends all like, Dudes, like I totally asked her, and she like totally freaked out on me. Oh. So Sue comes in all happy. She's the middle child, the awkward child, the one who's like the comedic humor. See, when they started making her the focus and she stopped being so weird and stuff, it just killed the show. Like, and she was supposed to have her own spinoff, but that never happened. Her being in college, it's just they matured her. And I get it, but I don't like when comedy shows like have character development. So she's happy because she met a boy doing swing dancing named Brad. And Brad asked her to be his girlfriend and stuff. And so she's all excited because she finally has a guy that likes her. And so Mike, he's upset. He's all like, when I went swing dancing, I just went to like pick up girls. I've actually been swing dancing twice before. I didn't want to go. I think I mentioned this. I was with my college friends. They didn't want to go to the club. Then they all like, we're going downtown to swing dance. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll check it out, whatever. It was in this weird, dirty, almost abandoned looking building downtown and stuff. And it was so hard to do. I just sat there the whole time. I tried to do it a little bit, but I couldn't do it. And my friend, we went. So like he's dancing. He danced with this girl. He thought this girl was really cute, right? Now, when you look at this girl, she's tall and everything. So you automatically assume she's an adult. So he danced with her, but then he comes back like after the dance really quickly, and he's all like, "Yeah, I'm never dancing with her again." I'm like, "Well, why not?" He's like, "Cause, dude, she's a teenager in high school." I'm like, "What?" He couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it because she looked grown and everything, because how tall she was and stuff. Like, you gotta be careful, man. Like, if need be, check that ID before you even strike up a conversation. Like, look, can I check your ID? It's so like, when it comes to Frankie, she's at work and she works at a used car dealership. And Chris Kattan's actually in the show. He was in the earlier seasons until I think he got in trouble with the law, and then they wrote him out. And plus, since they got away from the car dealership in the later seasons, since she worked as a dentist, there was no point for nobody in the car dealership to show back up. So like, she's all excited, talking about how she can't wait for Black Friday. She has coupons and everything. He's talking about how he can't wait to host a big Thanksgiving dinner. He has to buy air mattresses for everybody. But then on the announcement, his ruse came up about how he's going to be at a buffet for Thanksgiving. So he's sad, and she invited him for Thanksgiving, so he's happy. But Mr. Ellert, her boss, he's this old, white, conservative redneck of a man, Republican, and he is very racist. But he's subtle, hilarious racist and stuff. And so, like, the way they do his racism jokes is kind of like, okay, jokes can be funny. Even racist jokes can be funny. But you have to make sure it's actually funny. Using slurs and everything in your racist jokes is just not funny, and a lot of bad language. So he tells them straight up, y'all are working Thanksgiving. And she said, that's not fair. And he's all like, well, taking the land from the Native Americans wasn't fair. But then he tells her, aren't you glad we did? I'm like, oh my God. So she's haggling the best she can to try to get out of it. But he's like, fine, you can work the evening shift, but you're also working Christmas. Mike is pissed when he finds this out. He's all like, what kind of person buys a car on Christmas and like Thanksgiving, and like who keeps their stores open on those days? So Frankie, the wife, and she's like shuffling around trying to figure out how to like do the whole Black Friday thing, which stores to hit first, and get the best deals and stuff. In comes Sue with her boyfriend Brad. When you see Brad, he's all smiles, and when he starts talking, let's just put it this way. He sounds very gay. Like super flamboyant, super rainbow gay. Rainbow flag, pride, everything, you name it, the dude's LGBT. He's closeted. Mike is happy about this because he's all like, he has no worries now. Because he didn't want Sue dating nobody. And so like, what is it? So Frankie goes back into work and she's trying to shuffle around again. And so she lies about having like a relative and a kidney coming in and this and this and that. So it's like, all right, fine, but you're also working Easter. So like later on that day, or at night, I should say. Yeah, it's late on at night. She's still shuffling stuff around with the family. She's all like, "This Black Friday is gonna be tricky. We're probably gonna have to be in two places at one time and stuff like that." And so like, Axel, he's all like, "Oh, my friends are here for like, whatchamacallit, going snowboarding. I figured Thanksgiving was canceled and this and that." And so, like, Mike still hasn't invited his dad. What's his name? Still wants the decorum maze. Sue invites her boyfriend for Thanksgiving. Mike's excited about that. When Axel's friends show up, she opens the door and she yells at them. She's like, "No!" And they drive off really fast. She's so furious that she cancels Thanksgiving because her family doesn't appreciate her. So she's at work the next day. They wake up. They come down the stairs and they're all like, "Hey, where's the good smell at?" and Dad's all like, they're all like, "Did she didn't really cancel Thanksgiving, did she?" And he's like, "Yup." He's all like, "That's why we're gonna pick up the slack." And so he's gonna figure out how to like cook the food and the turkey and all this other stuff. So he opens up like the can of like green beans and only a drip comes out because it's stuck in the can. So he goes to invite his dad, and his dad is a hoarder. The man has stuff all in the front yard. He has a sign on his door talking about out for like lunch, gonna be back. I'm at Montgomery Ward or something like that. And Mike's all like, Montgomery Ward like shut down 10 years ago. So if that wasn't like, so that was like 1999 when it shut down. I remember Montgomery Ward. It had some really cheap stuff. Anyway, so he invites his dad. They're like, "Well, I don't want to be a bother," and stuff. And he's all like, "It's not a bother, Dad. Your family." He's all like, "Well, don't go making turkey and Thanksgiving food on my occasion." He's all like, "I'm not. The rest of the country is." So his dad, he doesn't know if he wants to go or not, but he'll let him know. And Mike's like, "I don't care. Come if you want, come if you don't. I don't care." So Axel now has to take Brick to the corn maze, right? And so when he's there, like, he sees a girl. And so he turns his head for 1 second and Brick is gone. So he freaks out. He's running around the maze. He sees a tall black man, which is very rare because this show doesn't have black people, period, in it. So to see a black person is rare. They try to change this in a couple of seasons when the family goes to like a black church. And then they introduced the very first black real character in the show who had a recurring role because he was Axel's friend in college and stuff. And so like, the man's all like, "You need to find him in this corn maze before they start getting the plow and chopping everything down. You can't see a little kid when you're on top of that big old machine and everything." And talking about how he lost his brother in the corn maze. That was back in 1930 something or something like that. So he's freaking out, and then he sees the girl that he said was up to, and then he's all like, "Have you seen my brother?" And so he's freaking out, right? And then the girl's like, "What does he look like?" And he's like, he's wearing a green jacket and he has a yellow hat, and then he looks around, he's like, "Oh my God, my brother's dressed like corn." Then Brick shows up behind him and he's all excited, hugging him. And like, "I miss you, I miss you, I miss you." This makes the girl unattractive to him. And so she walks off and everything. So Frankie's at work. And she tells like Bob how like, she canceled Thanksgiving. He's pissed because he has something with little marshmallows in it. I think it's like stuffing or some crap like that. And so he's pissed because she didn't tell him. He's like, a phone call would have helped. So then she goes into Mr. Elliot's office. Because she's mad and she wants to be at Thanksgiving. And so she's all like, he can't fire us all. So she's in protest. So they all walk to the office, but then they all get scared and run away. And she's the only one going in the office. She's like, "Mr. Ella, we got something to tell you," and everything. And he's like, "Who's we?" Everybody vacated. So him and her, they talk because he busts down and crying because his wife left him. They start to drink. He gets a little drunk. And he tells her straight up that they complain about their families and everything. He's all like, Frankie, go home and everything, be with your family. And then he tells her why he worked on Thanksgiving. No, he tells her why his wife left him, because he wanted to keep the car dealership open for Thanksgiving. And so Frankie's all like, hold up, that's why your wife left you, because you wanted to work on Thanksgiving? And so she got pissed and she tells him off, but he's drunk, passed out, asleep. So she just leaves and everything. And so, like, over at the house, Sue and her boyfriend's over there, and Mike is trying to cook dinner, but I don't really know how. And then Brad tells him there's a homeless man outside his house in the car. It's his dad. He goes to his dad. The dad's listening to the radio game. And so he tells your dad, like, you came all over here to listen to the game. He's all like, reception's better over here. He's all like, Dad, you just want to come in for Thanksgiving. So his dad takes a cassette tape out that had the game on it for like years ago. He's all like, I'll listen to this inside. So Aunt Edie and Jenny comes over, and they actually don't have no dialogue. They're just asleep and everything. Sadly, both women have passed away. They're funnier in the other Thanksgiving episode on season 2. But so Mike and Big Mike are trying to figure out how to barbecue a turkey. So they get the buzzsaw and they cut it in half and everything. And they're just gonna barbecue it because Mike doesn't want to cook it for 7 hours in the oven. And so, like, Frankie comes home when all the dinner is cooked. She comes home drunk, coming in the house stumbling. And she's happy and excited that her family did appreciate her and they made Thanksgiving food for her because they know she couldn't do it for them. So she's happy and excited. And in walks Bob with her purse because he drove her home because she's drunk. And he's pissed. He's all like, you canceled Thanksgiving and you uncanceled it and you didn't tell me and then. And she's all like, she tells him straight up because he's pissed that, her family surprised her. So he goes and he gets his stuffing with little marshmallows that just happens to be in his car and everything. So then the dad starts to pour the gravy. It makes Frankie sick. She tells Mike, come with me to the bathroom and hold my hair. The end credit scenes roll, and the mom is passed out on the floor with legs wide open in her skirt. And she's over the toilet. And the family comes back from Black Friday and she's like, ooh, what did I buy? And they're all like, a power sander, 80% off. And then Mike's like, I'm just going to close your legs. And he tells them that, kids, this is why you should never drink. And Frankie's like, Mike, I told him I had the flu. Oh man, I missed this show. It used to be so good. And then it just lagged on by season 4. And then it finally got canceled, thank God. Because it was not good no more. But when it was good, it was great. Well, didn't that just fill you up? Well, alrighty, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.